Welcome to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. I'm, of course, Dr. Cush, along with my barback Kyle. Real doctor, but I did spend almost 2 decades running some of LA's best bars. After years of teaching classes and training bartenders, I want to demystify the cocktail world for you. Let's try a few new things as I open up my bar to everybody. Belly up, chat, and let's have a drink. Me. Oh gosh, nothing is on. Nothing is on. The bar isn't ready for anybody to come in. My goodness gracious. Let's do that again. Welcome everybody to Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks. Dr. Cush. We are here tonight going back to the basics. Back to the basics. We've only done one back to the basics, so technically, I don't even know if we can call this a series at this point. I think this is a sequel. The first one we have done a deep dive back into the daiquiri. I think that is an important cocktail for everybody to sort of understand and know what's going on there. I think possibly even more important in that is the margarita. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna do a little bit of the history of the margarita. The history is pretty simple. It's a lot of jibba jabba, a lot of yakety yak over here. But then there's a real story. And then we're gonna make a margarita. We're gonna make an improved margarita, and then we are going to make our very own margarita using the things that we have. A little bit more than that. We're gonna be making a margarita using the knowledge that we have, and then make a really nice margarita. Hopefully, getting deep into it. Before we get too far, oh gosh, we have to feed, while I'm saying hello to people, we have to feed Ringo here. On Tuesday, we're going to officially bottle our good friend here, Ringo. So stick with me while we do this. Let me say hello to the people. First of all, Tiki Tom, a very happy Saturday to you as well, Tiki Tom. Moose, greetings to you and to all of yours. Whatever you have, whoever is yours, greeting to them. Winner of the 2025 Cush Tucky Derby, Bon Bon, is in the house. I feel like, maybe I'm wrong, I feel like we haven't seen Bon Bon in just a moment. So good to have Bon Bon back and in the house. Good evening to all of you. To Shawnee Panabaker, especially just getting back, listening. Listening. You're listening. Remember, what are the rules? Don't drive and participate in this show. You can drive and listen to the show, but you cannot participate. That's right. Tiki Tom, ex-driving instructor Tiki Tom. Eyes forward, 2 and 10, please. That's the way to do it. Tiki Court is here. Good to see you, Tiki Court. Winner of the 2023 Cush Tucky Derby. We have our good friend DC Debbie Clark listening to Jessica by the Allman Brothers. That's a good song. Roger G is here. He is only saying hello to Alani Kyle at the moment, but maybe we can warm his heart with a warm style drink in this margarita. Let's see what else we got in here. And he also says hi to Bon Bon. So just those two so far, but maybe later there'll be more. Dougie G in the place to be, ready to go. Paul Bellamaro loves a margarita. Who doesn't love a margarita? Pretty good. Basic, I guess I'm doing that wrong. Currently coconut fat washing bourbon for a Mai Tai riff. Doing a lot. There's a lot of stuff. Not only are you switching out the rum in a Mai Tai for a bourbon, big time. You're also going to coconut wash that. Pretty good. The UF Mark, our resident gator, is here and ready to go. Kyle, I don't have any sugar. Would you mind just bringing me in 2 tablespoons of sugar so I can complete the feeding of our friend Ringo? We're just going to feed him. This is our final day of Ringo feeding. Let him eat all this food. And then we will have our ginger bug ready to go for next week when we will begin our ginger bugging. And we will start making our self-carbonated sodas. I don't know if that's exciting to anybody else. Jack and Coke, aloha. Good to see you. Bootopia, we are not on beta. here today, Bootopia. We are live. Unless you're watching this again, this same show again later, then it is on beta. Let's see what else we got. That's everybody. All right, great. We're doing great then. We got everybody in here. Let me just click this on live show stuff. Okay. Let's get into it. What exactly is a margarita? Well, I think we've all had a margarita. If you found a drinking show on the internet. Oh, thank you, Kyle. Kyle, let me finish feed. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be thinking about how hungry he is all day. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you. We're just gonna go ahead and pour this sugar right in to our little bug named Ringo, and we're gonna stir. Look at how much that has changed. My goodness, it started off as a clear water drink, and now we are deep in ginger bug territory. We're gonna let him eat for 24 hours, and then we are going to take him out and we are going to bottle him up so that we can have our own sodas that are self-carbonated. Okay, margarita. The margarita is the most popular cocktail in the whole world. There isn't a more popular cocktail. Everybody's always saying, you know, I just found out that Negroni Week is coming up again. I cannot. Somebody is playing a prank on me. There can't be this many Negroni weeks. We get one Negroni week. We have to agree on when that is, and we can't keep doing Negroni week. We can't. I don't have time in my day to do all this Negroni celebration. Anyway, even though the Negroni is very popular, Jack and Coke, very popular, all these great cocktails are very popular, the most popular cocktail in the world is still the margarita. And there is a reason for that. It is a very well-made cocktail. It uses things that are around it. What I mean by that, I don't exactly know. So let me try and pull this off. There's a saying that says, if it grows together, it goes together. It uses a few things that grow together. It throws it in. These flavors sort of enhance each other, and they make the cocktail better. It also follows a very good formula, and that formula is a daisy formula. Daisies are super simple. I have seen many great bartenders try and explain that a margarita is just a sour. I've heard them try and explain that a Mai Tai is just a sour. It isn't. It's a daisy. A daisy is sweetened by a liqueur. Most often that liqueur is going to be an orange liqueur. That's just how it is. That orange liqueur somehow seems to do a lot of heavy lifting in a lot of these great cocktails. So a daisy, instead of being sweetened by sugar, is sweetened by liqueur. Well, in that range, you have a bajillion different cocktail combinations that you can make. This one is a very simple one. It is tequila. It is lime. It is some sort of orange liqueur. It is ice, and it is salt. Now, that makes a margarita. If you go into most restaurants, you will find a bajillion other ways that they are making bajillions. Lots of bajillions going on today. You'll find a number, a plethora of other ways that they are making margaritas, because the margarita is such a great base upon which to build that it makes it easier for bartenders. It really does. Almost every cocktail that you are going to see that has tequila in it is going to be some sort of margarita. Yes, there's the Paloma. Yes, there's the other ones. I'm not a real tequila guy. Yes, there's lots of other ones. But finding out that once you have mastered the margarita, you have a huge door open to you for creating your own cocktails. It should be a relief. It shouldn't make you say, oh, this whole cocktail thing is garbage. It should be a relief. Now you have a base. Now we got a base to build on. So let's begin with the beginning. We're going to make a classic margarita. Some of you may fall asleep in the middle of this. Some of you may. I don't know. I'll try and talk louder. Maybe I'll vary my voice even more than I already do. Talk slow, talk low, talk low. Talk big, all right? Wake you up. But it's important that we understand how this works, because once you understand how a margarita works, then you understand how a daisy works. And we'll go from there. All right, so let's put a cocktail in our hands, and we'll get into the history of this stuff. We're going to start over here with a completely empty situation, and we are going to be putting our ingredients in the order of least expensive to most expensive. So we're going to start over here with our lime, and I don't know how much longer limes are going to be the least expensive thing here. I think these were 85 cents a piece. 85 cents a piece. It's too much. It's just too much. I don't know when I'm going to start my presidential campaign, but I'm adding limes should be no more than 25 cents a piece in any place that you are. 25 cents. That's what a lime should cost. A lime and a quarter should be the exact same thing. In fact, and let me say this, we should be able to use limes as legal tender. As long as it's a fresh lime, it should be always just worth a quarter. So when you go into a place and you want a gumball, 2 quarters. Gumball should cost 50 cents. This is my economic plan, so pay attention. Okay, we're going to go ahead and give this, we're just going to do the juice of 1 lime. All limes are different. All limes are beautiful. This lime is no different, even though I'm carving it up for sacrifice currently. We want to take our lime, and we're going to give this a little bit of a squeeze. Amazon Grocery has them for 25 cents. Well, where's that? Is it just online? I just go online and order 25-cent limes? Done. What's the shipping? Is it 85 cents? Does it bring it up to 85 cents? Because I'll be angry. I'm not going to like that. That's not going to make my day. We're going to go ahead and squeeze the juice of this whole lime. Oh, we're going to reach our little hand in here. Don't do that if you're working at a bar. Just start the drink over. That, when you drop an ingredient in there and you have to reach in, this is one of the reasons we do cheapest ingredients first. If I was working at a bar and you watched me put my fat little hand into your cocktail, you would not be pleased. You would say, gosh, I hope he's a surgeon and somebody was back there washing his little hands for him before this, because now I have hand-flavored cocktail. We don't want that. So cheapest ingredients first. That way, if we do have to throw away our 85-cent lime, we'll be just fine. There we go. Throw this in here too. There we go. All that in. We do really, the Margarita is a pretty simple cocktail, so we're not going to be hiding a lot of the lime flavor. If you want, you can take one of your limes and drop it in there. That way it'll just give it a little bit of that oil on the outside to sort of just bring out more lime flavor. Bring out just a little bit more lime flavor. The lime flavor really lives on the outside of the lime. Okay, that's in there. We're going to move on to our next most expensive ingredient, and that is going to be orange liqueur. Now, before your head starts spinning, you start panicking about what the heck orange liqueur is. I don't ever see anywhere out there that says orange liqueur on it. Is it going to be next to the peach liqueurs? Is it going to be next to the eau de vie? No. Orange liqueur is we do this circle all the time, is the overarching circle that has a lot of different things in it. We have Cointreau, we have Triple Sec, we have Grand Marnier, we have this Clement Shrub, which we will be using. It's just a liqueur that is, did I say Curacao? It has Curacao. I just did a whole short on Curacao. That should be right up there on top. It is a spirit, sometimes brandy, sometimes neutral grain, sometimes other things, and it is flavored with the outside peel of the orange. The orange is kind of a miracle ingredient for cocktails because it has sweetness. So it's not taking away from the sweetness factor, and it has some sourness to it. So it really is just adding a neutralness to your cocktail. So we're going to have to pick our orange liqueur. The original ones, or I don't know if the original ones had Cointreau. A IBA, the International Bartender Association, says use Cointreau. I say use Quant. No, that's what I say to them. If they ever came to my house, I would say use Quant. No, I'm a tough guy. If they ever came to my house, I'd be shocked. We wouldn't talk about that. Anyway, we're going to be using an orange liqueur right here. We're going to use this for all of ours. This is our Clement Creole Shrub. No, it does not come from the area. No. It is not a legacy ingredient in this cocktail, but it is an orange liqueur. I like it, and so I'm going to put it in my into my cocktail. We want to put in 3/4 of an ounce. So we have about 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice in here. We want to put about 3/4 of an ounce of our orange liqueur, whatever kind you have. If you're using triple sec, you're doing just fine. You're doing just fine. No, triple sec is not the most interesting. It's not the most la-di-da. It doesn't make anybody go ooh la la. It does, you know, none of that stuff. But it's just fine, and it gets the job done. Grand Marnier is a good one. Grand Marnier automatically bumps it up to what's called a Cadillac Margarita, which is, I think for people that have been watching the show long enough, no, that is my least favorite cocktail of all time. Margarita, top 5. I would say the Margarita is in my top 5 favorite cocktails of all time. The Cadillac Margarita, my least favorite of all time. Nothing to do with the taste. Has everything to do with how people order it. Nobody knows what they want when they're ordering a Cadillac Margarita, and so no matter what you make, they're going to be disappointed. I've disappointed a lot of people that way. Okay. We have 2 out of the 5 ingredients. Let's get the rest of these ingredients in. We're going to be using the same tequila for all of these, and that is going to be our Kirkland Tequila Reposado. It actually might be called Tequilo. No, it's tequila. Okay, so it is tequila. This stuff, nice, cheap, and good. It is bottled. It is made in Jalisco. I don't know where it's bottled. It is made in Jalisco of 100% puro de agave. It does have an MOM. There aren't a lot of other, an MOM, Norma Oficial Mexicano, or Mexicana. That is the NOM is the Mexican government saying, you're cool, bro. Está muy bueno. Dudo. It is officially sanctioned by the Mexican government. It is a reposado, which means that it is rested between 2 and 12, between 2 and 6 months, I believe, is how that works. I should learn more about tequila. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and put in 2 full ounces of a tequila. We're doing great. Well ahead of schedule, making our drinks. All right. What else? What else goes in here? 5 ingredients in a margarita. The other ingredients are pretty boring. We're gonna put in some ice. Obviously, ice. We brought in our whipping cubes. Whipping cubes go very well with the margarita. Not for any taste or anything, but we want them sort of half crushed, half whole as they get in there. We're gonna do the famous pump and dump. For a margarita, we want to use the actual ice that we're shaking with in order to make the cocktail work out. Amy is using the Kirkland version of Grand Marnier to go with the Kirkland tequila. Grows together, goes together. Sells together, goes wells together. Don't take that piece of advice. Oh. There we go. Give this a big old shake. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Broke up enough ice, got this thing moving around, and we are good. Okay. We're good. All right, now margaritas have they have a classic glass. It is shaped, I'll show you exactly what it's shaped like. It's shaped like this. This is what it's shaped like. It looks like a martini glass, but it has 2 different stages in here. This one, made of metal. I've had enough margaritas in my life to know that I should not have any glass going on here. So it goes a little skinny down here, a little fat up here. This, I suppose, will work for other things, but because we want to serve our margaritas, one of the 5 ingredients in a margarita is going to be ice. That's what Archer says. Archer Sterling from the TV show Archer. This is how I remember margaritas. 5 ingredients: tequila, Cointreau, lime, ice, and rock salt. We're going to go ahead and use this glass. Because we want to put ice into here, we don't want to serve our margarita neat. That's just not how you serve a margarita. We need to have a different glass. So something that has a little room for some ice right there. And then we will use the rest here. And boy, that is boring, huh? On a show about bartending, I really should have clear glasses back here, but we don't, and that is all there is to it. All right, Cush, you forgot something. Just seconds ago, just a moment ago, you said there's a fifth ingredient, and that is rock salt. True. That is true. When I teach about daisies, this is how I teach daisies, all right? Daisies are they're a cocktail, start there, that is made of citrus, it is made of booze, and it has one sweetener that is a orange liqueur or some other sort of liqueur, and also it has an extra ingredient. Most of the daisies that I know have an extra ingredient. All right, a brandy daisy has a sugared rim. It's pretty cool. A Mai Tai has some orgeat in it. A Cosmopolitan has a little bit of cranberry juice. That's a pretty basic thing. The salt in the margarita is the extra ingredient. So why would we put it on the outside? I understand that it looks cool. I get it. I mean, I guess I understand it. It looks a little dirty. To me, it looks a little unclean. Most bartenders can't get it right. It's always like clumpy all over the place. Why are we even dealing with that? Instead, because you want salt in your margarita, it is that fifth ingredient. Why not put it directly in there? So we're gonna grab some saline solution instead. This is our 4-to-1 black salt saline solution, and we're just gonna go ahead and pour this right into, or we're gonna dash this right into here. Whatever your saline solution is, you're looking for about, I don't know, 5 dashes. All right, so figure out what your saline solution is and do about 5 dashes to a 4-to-1. Excellent. Now we can enjoy that salt that should be on the rim, and instead we're gonna put it right inside here because that's when we're gonna taste it anyway. Better to have sort of a consistent salt flavor than the rest of it. This is it. Incredibly simple. Incredibly simple. It's a sour that is flavored with a liqueur, with an orange liqueur. Utopia is saying you need the contrast of the salt. I don't care for the contrast of the salt. I think the salt is where it is. Here we go. Cheers. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's a perfectly made cocktail. There isn't anything else you can say about it. The margarita is a flavor that you can describe to other people. There are some cocktails that are somewhat hard to describe. You don't exactly know what it is. What does this taste like? It tastes like summer. It tastes like golfing. It tastes like the moments after yard work. It tastes like waking up in the middle of the night, having had some horrible, terrible dream, and finding yourself sleepwalking behind your bar, drinking something, and feeling much, much better. That's what this tastes like. Excellent. Limey, orangey, tequila, all of it. It's good. There seems to be a little fight going on in the chat about whether or not you should put salt on the rim or not. I will let you fight that out. I put my salt directly in here. It's perfect. How did it get so perfect? I'm trying to wake you guys up. I know that we just made a boring drink. How did it get so perfect? Well, that all has to do with the birth of the margarita. Now we'll get into it. Led you into it. Snuck you in. Should we do let's do a deep dive. If we're gonna do a deep dive, let's do a deep dive. Let me just find, oh no, these, oh gosh. Hopefully it's right up there. I see it. Good. Okay. Then we'll go into our sound effects. Give me a second. Deep dives take a second. We'll go there. We're going to go into Cush Lights. And then we're going to go into, where's the cave? Oh, there's the cave. All right. So, boop. Boop. Tap to run. We'll start the cave sounds now. And then we'll, as we slowly walk into the cave, there we go. Heading into the cave. All right. The deep dive. Welcome everybody to the Deep Dive Cave. This is where we get into the stories that created these cocktails. This is the issue with almost every cocktail is we have no idea exactly where this comes from. All right, the first time we see it even written about is in the 1950s. However, we definitely know that this has been around from much, much earlier. Let's start at the beginning. Crack! Crack! The sound of lightning and thundering. Lightning comes down and it cracks open a thing of agave. It roasts it, and it now sits out in the field. And somebody says, "Well, we can't eat that now. What do we do?" And somebody else says, "We should make that into liquor." And they do. They don't make it into liquor immediately. They make it into a fermented beverage called pulque. Pulque. All right. That is the same way that whiskey is beer, the same way that rum is just delicious sugar distillate. Those are the ones. Pulque is where we're starting. That's what's giving us all of those little yeasts. It's starting the fermentation. It's starting to make that ethanol. 1600s come around. The Mexicans are hanging out. They're dancing, having a good time. The Mexicans are always sort of cool. I always feel like the Mexicans are just like, you know, doing their thing, always it seemed like the most fun people on earth. They were just dancing, having a good time when the Spanish conquistadors came. Not as fun, all right? But what they did bring was distillation. They said, "Hey, guys, amigos," they would say, "Amigos, mira, if you heat that stuff up, then you're gonna separate all the non-alcohol from the alcohol. So you know that's that fun stuff, like the good party stuff, you know, this stuff right here, all that stuff, we can separate that out and we can condense it into a much stronger situation." And they said, "Sí, vamos." And they did it. And that is how they got tequila. That's how they got mezcal. Eventually, mezcal, which is the overarching group of all agave plants, which tequila lives inside, eventually they started to refine the practices on how to make this mezcal, and they refined it into tequila. They refined one way. I don't want to say mezcal is better than tequila or worse. It just they got it so that tequila was a certain type of mezcal, and it had to be made of 100% blue agave, right? It has to be coming from the region of Jalisco. Jalisco. Specifically, it was coming from the town of, and get this, Tequila. That's where it gets its name. It's from a little town called Tequila. Anyway, it's clear, it's delicious, it's beautiful. They're drinking all this tequila all over the place. Oh my goodness, all over the place. Well, they were back to dancing, having a good time. All these Mexicans just dancing, having a good time. When suddenly, what happens? Prohibition. It hits everybody. Everybody. Oh, it's the worst for everybody, because now these Mexicans that were dancing, having a good time, they now have to drink what these Americans are coming down here. And I don't feel like those Americans at that time were dancing, having a good time. I feel like those Americans were coming down there out of complete necessity. I got to drink. I got to have my cocktails. So they took their cocktail knowledge and they made it down to Mexico, and they brought with them a pretty famous cocktail at the time called the Brandy Daisy. The Brandy Daisy. Well, you walk into a Mexican bar and you say, "Can you give me a Brandy Daisy?" And they'll say, and I know this word, no. That's how you say no in Spanish. They said, "No." They said, "Well, crap, what can I get?" And they said, "Tequila?" I said, "I don't know. What about a Tequila Daisy?" "All right, tell me what else is in it." "Orange liqueur, lime." It was lemon, but they don't have lemons. The Mexicans don't have lemons. They got limes. Similar. Not the same. I said, "Okay, no lemons, limes." And then I guess throw in some of that tequila stuff you're talking about. And I guess if you want to, throw some salt on there. What are we going to call this thing? Well, we can call it Tequila Daisy. That would be great. Otherwise, why don't we just think for a second and think about what the Spanish word for daisy is? And somebody said, "I know. Yo sabe," they said from the back. "Yo sabe. Es Margarita." Ta-da. The Margarita, it was not the first daisy. In fact, it was sort of a later daisy. It came around probably a little pre-prohibition. But anyway, when people went down to Mexico to, you know, dance, have a good time with all these Mexicans down there, they brought their cocktail knowledge. They brought this cocktail called the daisy, the tequila daisy, otherwise known as the margarita. There are also a bajillion stories, 1 bajillion, only one, not multiple bajillions, 1 bajillion stories about some bartender somewhere naming it after some dancer. I always think that when a story has 100 different origins, you know, it was Cesar Julio, and he named after Margarita Santo Domingo, the dancer, and someone says, no, it was El Chapo del Guadalajara, and he named after Margarita del Santa Miguel, the dancer. I feel like maybe it can't be right. It can't be right. When there's too many stories, it's a legend. When there's a legend, it usually means it's fake. The real way that the tequila came about, and you can fight me on this, and you're gonna have to fight me, you have to fight my friend David Wonderich. We both agree that the name Tequila Daisy is too coincidental to not be where the margarita came from. So that's what I got. Yes, Bootopia, that is true. Daisy equals margarita. That's how we got it. So this is how it came to be. It came from another great cocktail, the Brandy Daisy. If you ever want to make a Brandy Daisy, the exact same stuff. It is going to be orange liqueur, brandy, lemon, sugared rim. It's actually, now it's called a sidecar. Oh, I'm having a love affair with this drink. Anyway, that is where the margarita came from. If anybody else wants to tell you some other different story, tell them, and I'm teaching you a little Spanish right now, tell them no. No? You can tell you that, you know, here, I know a little bit more Spanish. Tell them, no way, Jose. Spanish. No way, Jose. Okay, let's come out of this now. We will leave the cave. I think we've deep dived enough. Normal, there we go. Coming back to normal life. Okay. The margarita. Oh, Kyle, do you want this? I don't want to give it up, but if you want it, I'll hand it off to you. The margarita quickly became one of the world's favorite cocktails. People, oh yes, Kyle ran in here. That is, never seen Kyle sweating so much. There you go, buddy. Enjoy. Yeah. You're spilling all over the place. Definitely you are. Okay. Anyway, the margarita became a huge hit in the world of cocktails. You got me. It became a huge hit in the world of cocktails. And it was sort of everywhere. Everybody loved a margarita. They like to blend their margaritas. They like to flavor their margaritas. Let's throw some strawberry in here. Let's throw some jalapeno in here. Let's throw some pineapple in here. Everything. It's a great base for everything. Well, gosh darn it. Doesn't that just start to make the real tequila people a little angry? It does. It does make them angry. It really sort of started making some people that were like, hey, stop just treating margaritas, or stop just treating tequila like it's just one of the ingredients that lives inside of a margarita. There's so much more to this stuff. And one of those people was a guy named Julio Bermejo. He even put the trill on his name. That's how much I respect him. I'm a white fella. I put the full trill on his name. Julio Bermejo. He was working at his parents' place called Tommy's. Tommy's Mexican restaurant up in San Francisco. They had the largest amount of different types of tequila in the world outside of Mexico. But, you know, in the United States for sure, and most likely outside the world, because tequila really hadn't made anywhere else. So Julio said, we got to calm down, all right? Whatever's going on right now, this margarita thing, crazy. You want a margarita? I'll make you a margarita. I'm going to make it for you right now, said Julio Bermejo. And he did. He made a cocktail called Tommy's Margarita. Now, what did he do to improve upon a cocktail that is already so perfect? He used the phrase, if it grows together, it goes together. This is a great way to build new cocktails. If it grows together, it goes together. So, Julio said, the orange doesn't belong in there. They aren't growing a lot of oranges down in Mexico. It just isn't a flavor that they're getting. Gabiana babanas? How do you say that word? Whatever. There are orange things that have an orange flavor, but it's not like one of the root fruits that grows down there. It's not like mangoes. It's not like avocados. It's not like passion fruits. It isn't like any of those things. The orange doesn't fit in here. Guanahanas. Guanajas. No, Guanabanas. I think it's Guanabanas. I'm going to go with Guanabanas, and I'm going to, Alex, Guanabanas for 500. Hopefully it's a daily double. Anyway, so he says, listen, we can't keep doing this, guys. We're screwing this up. Guys, we're screwing it up. We got to get that tequila. We got to get people interested in the same stuff that we're interested in. And how are we going to do that? We're going to make a new margarita. We're going to make a brand new margarita, and we're going to use flavors that go together. Sometimes they're a little contrasting. Sometimes they're the exact same thing. He said, let's just do the exact same thing. So we're going to make Tommy's Margarita. Now, one big issue with Tommy's Margarita, it's not a daisy. So technically, it's not a margarita. It's Tommy's sour. Sour sop. Guanabana. Guabayana is sour sop. That's the English word for it. It's a sour. It's a sour. It's not sweetened by any liqueur. It's just sweetened by agave syrup. Brilliant, Julio. Brilliant. Guanabana. Yes. Sour sop. I'm just going to say sour sop. Tommy's sour, no this margarita. Tommy sour, not this, no this margarita. I don't know. Kyle, there might be too many words at this point. Okay, so he said we want to be able to start, we want to taste the work that all of these jimadores, these people that are out there plowing these fields and pulling off all of the piñas that are out in the field, they're making this great juice. We're not tasting it. He said, oh, so we're going to make a margarita where we can taste the agave. And he did. And this is how it goes. Very, very simple. And I do feel like of all of the cocktails, there are probably a couple other ones. This is one of the, anybody know the story of Eric Stoltz? I'll tell you this story of Eric Stoltz. Eric Stoltz was an actor. Great actor. Fine actor, I guess. He was cast in a movie. Anybody know the name of the movie? I'll reveal it at the end, sort of like that guy that used to do This Is the Rest of the Story. Paul Harvey, like Paul Harvey. He was cast in a movie. Oh, and he was so happy. Steven Spielberg is part of this movie. There's all kinds, just a lot of great young actors, some great old actors in there. One actor from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is in there. You gotta love that movie. And this other guy plays, he's awesome. Anyway, Eric Stoltz in this movie for like 3 months. And then they took the dailies, which are the stuff that you shoot every day. They took them to the studio and they said, nope, we don't like this. We don't like it. Eric Stoltz was fired from that movie. They brought in another kid. Oof. That is a tough place to be put in. You don't want to be Eric Stoltz. Eric Stoltz is the story that actors tell their little actor children to scare them. No matter how assured you are in there, you can still get screwed. Eric Stoltz got screwed. I think the Tommy's Margarita got screwed because it got taken over by another name, which is Skinny Margarita. No matter how much great... the movie was, of course, Back to the Future. Eric Stoltz was replaced by a guy named Michael J. Fox, went on to become one of the largest grossing trilogies ever. And poor Eric Stoltz, I think he might be doing theater at this point. I don't know what Eric Stoltz is up to. He probably did a movie once or twice. Anyway, poor Tommy's Margarita, he put all this great thought into it. He didn't say we want to make a skinnier margarita. He didn't say we want to make a healthier margarita. He said we want to make a margarita that tastes more like tequila. So when you go into a restaurant and you order a skinny margarita and they take out the orange curacao and instead they replace it with the agave and they say, that's skinny, you say no. Don't bring knives into bars. But either way, you say no. That is a Tommy's Margarita. Buster. Call him Buster for me. It was not Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Oh, was he in Fast Times at Ridgemont High? I don't know. I didn't follow Eric Stoltz's career that heavily. I do know the very sad story of him getting kicked off after 3 months of shooting. They had to go back and shoot 3 months worth of work. Anyway, we're going to make Tommy's Margarita. It is a more agave-friendly version of the margarita, though technically not a margarita. Tequila has a way of making everything into margaritas. I said, no, this is a Tommy Sour. Oh, you say, no, this is a Tommy Sour. Make that into a hashtag for me real quick, Kyle. Okay, we're going to squeeze these out. Now, because we're not putting the orange stuff in here, we do want that lime to stand out. We are going to drop all of our lime peels into this one. That makes me happy. That makes it limier. There we go. We'll squeeze this one and we'll throw this one away. There we go. Give that a little... You say no. That's a Tommy Sour. That's good. Yes, Kyle getting a little belligerent. Absolutely. Kyle is giving a little tequila. Kid goes crazy. Okay. This is what we're putting in here. You want to find an agave syrup, and hopefully you can find one that has this word right here, blue. Sometimes it won't say blue. Sometimes it will instead say azul. This is not a Spanish lesson, but azul and blue are the same thing. All right? It'll say blue agave. This is what we want. We want something that says blue agave on here. In the liquor section of most stores, they will have very expensive agave syrup. They always will, because it's cocktail stuff. And people think, oh, you're drinking cocktails, you must be worth, millions and millions, maybe even $1 bajillion. You can also go to the baking aisle. The baking aisle has much cheaper agave syrup. It's pretty much the same, but you're still looking for this word blue agave, especially if you're making a margarita. If instead you're making something with mezcal, not tequila mezcal, but mezcal, then you can use any agave you want. Then I don't care what you're up to. We're gonna go ahead and put in 3/4 of an ounce of some agave syrup into this guy. This is the exact same stuff. The exact same stuff that pulque is made out of. Pulque is then used to distill into tequila. So we are matching flavors. We are bringing out the agave flavor by adding more agave. Brilliant, Julio. Brilliant. Now, Julio, if you are watching, please turn away. I am going to be using this Kirkland Tequila Reposado. It's good tequila. It's just, for cocktails, it's good tequila. Let's get all over it. We want to put in 2 full ounces of this guy. Kyle stole my last one, so I want this one. Okay. There we go. What doesn't this have in it? Well, it doesn't have a couple things. It doesn't have the orange liqueur. It also does not have the salt. We don't want salt in here. The salt isn't bringing out the flavors that we want it to. The salt is just going to sort of mask a bad tequila, which, bad tequila is fine in margaritas. Any kind of tequila is fine in margaritas. I don't care who you are. That is an impenetrable drink. There is no way to defeat that drink. But with Tommy's, we want to taste the tequila. So find a tequila you like, no salt. We do put ice in here because we are going to shake it. But we don't... Oh gosh, I forgot to chill the glass. There we go. Chill the glass real quick. But we don't serve this over ice. All right, we want to be sipping this thing. So we're gonna give this a shake so it gets a little cold. We add a little water in it to open everything up. We're also gonna mix all those ingredients together because the agave syrup certainly has a different specific gravity, so it's not gonna mix well with everything. So we're just gonna give this a big shake. There we go. We want to serve this one up. So we're going to grab an all-purpose coupe that has just found its way into the refrigerator. I don't know if that counts. In fact, I'm almost positive that that does not count as chilling the glass, but we're going to get over it. Let's go ahead and pour this one in. We want to see that lime juice come through. It should have a golden... Let's see how we did. Oh my gosh. What a day I'm having. Right up to the top. It should have a golden glow to it. It's the main thing that we're looking for here is not the lack of insoluble sugars. what we want is to taste the tequila. We want to taste the agave. So the agave should help bring that out. I filled it just a little too much. So we're gonna have to do a duck real quick. How do you want to see here? There we go. GH Productions says this bar setup is fantastic. Thank you, GH Productions. And I'm going to take GH Productions compliment, put it right in my pocket because he's in production. I don't believe that you can get a thing on YouTube that says you're in productions if you're not actually in productions. So this is it. The wash line's a little low because we just ducked it. But Tommy's Margarita. It is meant for tequila lovers. For people that are okay on tequila but love margaritas, you're fine. I love you. Hug. Squeeze hug. But for real tequila lovers, don't be afraid to ask a bartender if they make a skinny margarita. Most bartenders will know the term skinny margarita. They'll say yes. Some bartenders will do this. When you ask for a skinny margarita, they'll just put lime and tequila together. That's nothing. That just isn't a thing. That's nothing. You've done nothing. You've done literally nothing. Ask them if they have a little bit of agave syrup behind the bar. Just ask them to make you a sour. Everybody knows what a sour is, or have them make you a daiquiri with tequila and agave syrup. You have Tommy's Margarita. It brings the tequila to the front. You taste the tequila, and you know, Dios blessos. My Spanish is awful now. You know, I lived in Spain for a while. To Julio Bermejo and all of the tequila lovers at Tommy's Margarita for bringing us this amazing cocktail. Uh-oh. Kyle's bringing me grades. You could have left the margarita out there. You didn't have to carry that with you everywhere you go. Okay. Oh, you demand one Tommy's sour, please. You want this one? Oh, you're trading it back? Okay, great. I lost the good drink. This one's like almost gone. That's not fair. Okay, I'll take another sip. There you go, buddy. I'm shocked that Kyle came in here demanding drinks. He says, I want one Tommy's Margarita, please. What is this? Oh, one Tommy's sour, please. You're feisty tonight, Kyle. I might have to add tequila to Kyle's no drinks. Oh my God, what time is it? We've gone too long. Okay, let's get into this next one real quick. Okay, we've talked all night, right, about how to make your margarita the right way. Well, what's a phrase I've said multiple times? I'll give you guys a second. No, I won't. It goes. If it grows together, it goes together. I want to build a margarita now that isn't just replacing something and putting something in that takes more, like the agave. I want to go full. If it grows together, it goes together for the margarita. I don't know how to say that in Spanish. Hopefully somebody will explain it to me. So what grows in the Jalisco area of Mexico? Well, we've already discussed these guys. Limes. Let's get into some lime. Oh, that was a juicy little lime there. Hey, buddy. Feeling a little saucy tonight. There we go. Take this. Squeeze this. Squeeze. Since this is my cocktail, we're going to go ahead and drop all the limes in here. We're going to follow right in the eye. Constante Ribilagua Verts version of how to squeeze a lime. We're going to squeeze all by hand. We're going to drop everything except for the center right in there. Okay. What else grows in the Jalisco area of Mexico? I happen to know this because I looked it up. We're going to go ahead and grab one of my, I have a fun little niece. Her name is Avalon, and her favorite food of all time is mangoes in Mexico. If you ask her what her favorite food is, she say it's a mango in Mexico. Mexico grows amazing mangoes. Instead of using the orange liqueur, we are going to go with something that grows near where the agave comes from, and that is going to be a mango liqueur. So we have this. Thanks for giving this back to me, Kyle, because now I have all this extra room over here. Mangoes. This is a mango liqueur. These are the same guys that do the Chinola passion fruit. It's these guys. We're gonna go ahead and put in 3/4 of an ounce of this. Sorry, half an ounce of this stuff. There we go. Half an ounce of mango liqueur. We are going to sweeten this a touch more. The mango liqueur brings a little sweetness, but I do want to emphasize all of that agave. So we are going to put a little. I've hidden it from myself. Does anybody remember what I did with the agave? Oh, it's right here. Put a 1/4 ounce of some agave into here. Cool. And a couple dashes of salt. Boop, boop. Bring out all the big flavors. Now, what is the main thing? Other than tequila, other than the agave, what is the main thing that they are growing down there in Jalisco? One of these guys. Avocado. Avocado. If you've never put an avocado into a cocktail before, you are missing out, especially when we're dealing with tequila cocktails. Tequila and avocados grow like little cousins that are best friends. What's your favorite tequila? Oh, thank you. Well, first of all, thank you, GH Productions, for the $5. Let me get to that in just a second because I'm running out of time. But I promise we will do questions here in just a minute. We're gonna grab this avocado, and we're gonna go ahead and put in maybe 3 of these guys. Now, what does avocado do to a cocktail? I will tell you. I will tell you right now. It emulsifies it. Avocado is going to bring a lot of these flavors together. We're going to put that in here and we're going to mush it. Grab your musher. Oh, if you can, since I'm holding a muddler, make sure to muddle that like button. We're going to muddle this nice and hard. We want to get all the lime juice out of there. We want to make sure that these are kind of mushy avocados. We want in our shaking to really bust apart a lot of the flavors there. So next we'll grab our tequila. Which tequila we're going to use? Kirkland's Tequila Reposado. How do I get sponsored? I forget. Clearly it's not by just mentioning them constantly. Let's go ahead and put in 2 full ounces of some tequila here. There we go. So what do we have in here? We have our sweet, which is coming from the mango liqueur and the agave. We have our sour, which is coming from our Mexican limes. We have our salt, which is bringing out a lot of those flavors. And we have our tequila in here. Technically, this is a daisy. It is flavored. It is sweetened by a liqueur. It's that mango liqueur. So technically, this is a daisy cocktail. We're in a good spot. Beyond that, listen, this is definitely a margarita. So get off my back. Here we go. Cheers. Shake, 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 shake. For some reason, my little guy isn't moving. There we go. Hard shake on this one. We're emulsifying. Oh, started the show over again. Come on. I would say a unique garnish would be the pit. Oh, find a way to get the pit in there. Crack that open. There we go. Okay. Now, we're going to double strain this one over new ice. That is a new little thing. I also... you guys know that I have like a bajillion jobs. I have, I have jobs all over the place. I edit other people's videos. I do this, but I also teach courses. I teach like this. I do whatever this is, whatever this that I'm doing is. I teach this to other people, corporations and whatnot, and they always send me the funniest little stuff. This right here is a margarita glass. There's water in here or some sort of gel substance in here, and and it freezes. So you can keep a really nice, chilly margarita going. That turns me on. That makes me happy. There we go. We're going to double strain this. Since we're emulsifying, since we have all of this beat up avocado in here, we don't want anybody to suck down a big piece of avocado. That's no buenos for anybody. So we're going to go ahead and pour this out. It should come out very creamy. That avocado is a cream machine. Same way that egg does, same way that pineapple juice does, same way that chickpea water does. This emulsifies. Yes, it makes it creamier, but the fat that lives in here is also like a little glue to all the different flavors. So instead of accidentally sipping down a little bit of the agave syrup and a little bit of the lime and a little bit of tequila, and so like it doesn't really mix, the avocado with all of its fat pushes everything together, and you get this really nice and creamy cocktail. I don't think you guys can see it. It does look a little like soup. It's kind of soupy, right? Kind of looks a little like salsa, as a matter of fact. But if it grows together, it goes together. The tequila and the avocado, those flavors are flavored by the exact same sun, a lot of the same soil, the climates, all of the little bees that are pollinating, bats are pollinating the agave, but all the little things that are on all these little animals, they're on all these little plants, they're doing the same stuff. So they grow together, they go together. Avocado in a margarita is perfect. Now, this is where this thing really becomes dumb. How do you hold it? Cheers. We've done it. It's delicious. So nice. The avocado, just like most avocados, they don't bring a lot of flavor to it. They bring a creaminess to it. It all sort of flows together. If I was to do this again, and I definitely will, this is the first time trying this one, a touch more agave syrup I think would have done me well. But for what we got here, I think we're in a really good spot. I think the mango liqueur that I used is not as sweet as I wanted it to be. I was imagining it to be sweeter. Should have tasted it beforehand. You know, sometimes we just get on the internet and we just say stuff. But as far as it goes, this is as good as it gets. The fat of the avocado is awesome texture-wise. I agree. Butos. Paul wants to know, can I dip a chip in there? Not in mine, pal. Keep your chips out of my cocktail. The camera arm from the bottom. Thank you. Thank you. GH Productions. Good to see you. Yeah, this is my little camera. It does, the problem with it does hide Ernie. Say hi, Ernie. Say hi to GH Productions, Ernie. It's Ernie. His eyes make a lot of noise. It's odd. Oh yeah, sorry. We want to put the pit in there. Let's find the pit. Drop a pit in here. Let's see if the pit is soft enough. I guess I'm having avocados for dinner tonight. Let's see how we do this. I think this will... No way. That's a dumb way to do that. How about we just drop it in? Whoop. There we go. Oh, look at that. Avocado pit. You get a free toy. And everybody gets a wood ball when they eat avocado. Yeah, I think this... whenever you are trying to create a new cocktail, find a cocktail you like. Everybody likes a margarita, which is why I gotta say it, and like I'm gonna make some of my fellow bartenders mad. About 80% of the cocktails in the world are just a play on a margarita. They'll switch out one thing, they'll switch out everything. Most new cocktails on earth are going to be some sort of daisy. And the most famous daisy is the margarita. And the reason that it does that is because it tastes good. It just works. Sour with sweet liqueur. Everybody's making great new sweet liqueurs. You can put in some elderflower liqueur. You can put in some maraschino liqueur. You can put, I mean, this whole shelf is all liqueurs. You can put in all kinds of fun liqueurs. Mix it with your liquor, mix it with your sour, mix it with your sweet, and you are in a good spot. But in order to do that, I either recommend that you buy a book, something like The Flavor Matrix or something like that, or when you find out where your spirit is from, just ask the Google machine what else grows there. Yeah, mango is a super good flavor. Who else we got? Trill Collins. Si crecen juntos, saben ricos juntos. If you do something together, and we save rice together. I forgot, my Spanish is horrible at this point. What's your favorite tequila for general use? Can't wait to see more stuff from you. Oh, thanks, man. Also, a bit off topic, but your favorite rum region? My favorite rum region is always going to be Jamaica. There's something about Jamaican rums. Very close second is going to be Martinique. I think that I love an agricole rum. That is not off topic. In this bar, that is always on topic. My favorite rum for mixing, my favorite tequila for mixing, I'll be very honest with you. Tequila is just not my favorite thing. I don't gravitate towards tequila. So anything that I say right now is just going to get shot down by all the tequila gangsters on the internet, and I'm not really interested in that. So I'm going to say that it's Kirkland. Kirkland is a great mixing tequila. I think that there's so many of them. Not Casamigo. Those guys are cheats. Bad people. Let's see what else we got here. Avocado Never. Get out of here, DC Debbie Clark, winner of the 2023 Cush Tucky Derby. I think that's what we got. Kirkland always makes probably quite, yeah, no shame. Thank you, buddy. Wait, who's leaving? Boo, you're out of here? See you, buddy. Till next time. Always a pleasure, as they say. Never a chore. Somewhere I found a recipe for an avocado pit orgeat that is supposed to be out of this world. We're going to save that. We're going to make an orgeat out of it. Leave it in there long enough, new avocado tree. Doug, always thinking with his pocketbook. Pocketbook? What am I, my grandma? Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, Ocho is great. Fortaleza. Fortaleza is really good, except the bottles are way too fragile. I've broken like 500 of them. Sometimes when I drink tequila, I drink too much tequila, and then I break bottles. That's all there is to it. All right, guys, that's what I got. Exhausted. Looked at the clock. Oh, gosh, I'm so late. Okay, that's what I got for you guys. We are back here on Tuesday. We have a normal schedule this week. So Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Sorry, that can't be right. Tuesday. Let's just talk. Can we just all agree that we will be here on Tuesday? Same Cush time, same Cush channel here at Dr. Cush's Exotic Drinks, where we will be making Tiki drinks on Tuesday for Tiki Tuesday. Stick around. We have our ginger bug. It's ready. So we're going to start a ginger bug soda on Tuesdays. We got a lot to get done, guys. We're trying to cram in a lot before October comes through. So be back here Tuesday. Come say hi and hang out. And from there, that's what I got for you. Remember, these classes will always remain free, but if you can't help out, we have a Patreon, we have PayPal, we have a Venmo. They're all down there in the description. If you can't help out financially, I totally understand. It's tough times. Tell your friends about it. We've been doing the show now for 5 years. I cannot believe that I'm saying that. We've been doing the show for 5 years. Tell your friends about it. Get more people in here. Bars are always much more fun when they're crowded with all of your friends. So tell your friends about it. And if you can't do any of that, do what you're doing right now, which is show up. We do classes here Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, unless we're doing them Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, or Sundays. And you know, we as I say constantly, we are the nicest group. We are the nicest community on YouTube. The only way that we can keep doing that is if you invite your friends, and then we don't get the trolley trolls. Until then, that's what I got for you guys. Thank you so much. What do we always say when we don't know what to say?
Are you Dr. Jinga Janga?
We got to find that guy at some point. Let's do a cheers real quick for everybody.
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
And then remind you exactly who I am.
That's all I am. Just a regular human bartender.
Until then, guys. Bye.
Pretty please.
Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please. Are you trying to drive me crazy? Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
Tiki 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 taka taka ta tiki tiki nueve ta 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 ta.
What? What? Save your questions until I'm through.
Today's secret
Word is what? 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 Well, my mistake. Are you Dr. Jinga Janga? Bye! Bye!